A spokesperson from the UK privacy watchdog told ABC News that it received a breach report. We are live. Information. Oh, all right. Hold on. I had. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's gray outside, but they talking about 40, maybe 50% chance of rain today. But they talking about like a rain, like raining, like stormy type rain. Like so. Last night there was a lot of what thunder, and I didn't see lightning, but it was crackling like it was getting ready to be lightning. So it was a lot of stuff going on there, but it still is a good day. It still is a good day. So actually it's a fantastic day. Mechanici. I keep looking at it's trucks that park out here right on the side of me. And there's one. Oh, okay. 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 Mixed up. Okay. Andrea. Okay, hold on, wait, y'all. Andrea is texting. Okay. Cause she let me know yesterday she was not gonna be on today. And she had to take her daughter Amoria. They had a dental appointment today, this morning, actually. Hey, whoa! Look, I had already started trying to get online on my phone. I had took the Wi-Fi off the phone, everything, shut it down, reopened it up, reopened, ignited the phone again, shut it down, reignited it, and I was connecting to the show through my phone because I was having all kind of issues waiting to connect through the computer. Um, some days it's good, some days it ain't. That's the only thing about being in the country that I don't like. That's probably why I probably would never move to the country because I don't like the fact that I don't have connectivity at all. I had yesterday though, y'all. I gotta tell y'all. Yesterday, I gotta tell y'all. I had my bouts yesterday. I had my bouts yesterday, but I let the people know I was not Sandra Bland or know the rest of them that I dare to walk up on me with some craziness. I just thought I'd let them know. I said, well, you can keep talking. You can talk while you standing over there. But the minute you walk towards me, I'm going to light fire in your ass. I just thought I'd let them know. I meant that what I said. I meant what I said. I said, I know you looking at me like I'm some little weak, little thin little woman or something. Walk towards me. Walk towards me. And it was real raunchy racist. He was a real raunch racist person, very racist. Uh, and then gonna tell me about how I'm disrespecting him. I'm like, so I just let him have it. Y'all know I did. I let it rip. I let it rip. Um, and I sold the people right next door. But I let it rip. He came outside to see if he could stop a sale. Nope. Matter of fact, your neighbor thought you was quite ignorant. The neighbor thought he was ignorant. First thing the neighbor said, well, I won't be talking to you like that. I won't be treating you like that. That's the first thing the neighbor said when he heard that ignorant fool talking the way he was roughing up. He called himself trying to bring attention to me by getting real loud so all the neighbors could hear it. He got real loud so all the neighbors could hear. But guess what? It was so good. He brought attention to me so the neighbors could hear him. And then when I finally got to the neighbors that got it, it was all good. They was like, I'm so sorry that happened. What are you doing? I was like, damn, he just laid the red carpet out. He laid the red carpet out for me. I was like, oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. And the neighbor bought, the other neighbor bought, and the other neighbor. I cracked up laughing. I cracked, and he stood there watching watching me walk through the neighborhood, the block. He stood there. And then he still yelled down the street. He had nothing else to do. Bored to his wits. He had nothing else to do. But I think about those 6 police officers who tortured those 2 black men. It's in the news now. They're getting their sentences served to them right now. And I think about that and I say, there's a person I was just talking to who grew up in Medford, Oregon. And we were just talking Saturday. And a customer, we were just talking Saturday. And the funny thing about it is they grew up in Medford, Oregon, and they left Medford, Oregon right around in the 80s. I say, well, that's when I was in Medford, Oregon in the 80s. And they were like, well, what year were you there? And I told them what year I was there, right? Hey, Bonnie Boo. Hey, Kimberly Mixon and Angela and Alba Baba. Good morning, y'all. Good morning to all y'all. Could y'all hit those thumbs up for me, please? Thank you. To carry on with the story. So I didn't blow my nose this morning. I could feel it right in here. I need to blow it. But so to carry on with the story is, and so we were talking that this person grew up in Medford, Oregon. So the funny thing about it is that I was telling them I was in Medford, Oregon in 88. Yeah, that's when I was in Medford, Oregon, because I had it was 88, because I had a hernia, and I had to have it repaired. So I went to the hospital. We were in Eugene, Oregon. No, I'm sorry. We were in Medford, Oregon. And I had to go to the hospital in Eugene, Oregon to have them do the hernia repair. I was in so much pain. And I was young woman, it was 88. I was in so much pain from that hernia. And y'all know I was lifting heavy bags, traveling on the road, like now, then. But I was lifting these heavy bags, and I was lifting the bags, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they didn't have wheels. The bags I had didn't have wheels at the time. So you had to lift them again. So I had ended up getting a hernia. And so I had to get it repaired. But speaking of Medford, Oregon, and this guy yesterday, this very racist man yesterday, exclusively racist, They should give him a chip on his shoulder, the KKK and all. They should have a memorial where they memorialize people like him, because he's like a true hate racist. One of those people, right? And so, but the neighbor bought, while he was out there trying to make it seem like I was the one. The neighbors really found out who their neighbor was. Now they know who their neighbor is. The lady told me she was just standing there, and while he was steady yelling, and me and her, and I'm steady demonstrating, I'm talking to the woman. He yelling from his house. I'm talking to the lady, and he's steady yelling. And me and her talking, and I'm demonstrating, and we just talking, and we laughing. And she's like, "Oh wow," and he's like, "Yeah, that." And when she said, "Oh wow," I guess he thought she was commending with him. He was like, "Yeah, that love." Oh, he was so hateful. Oh, the stuff that came out of his mouth, y'all. Oh my God. So I said, you know what? I really should have had. I should have had one of them things that I could have pow, just straight shot straight through his mouth into his throat. But I said, Neela, get the Chicago out of you right now. But then I said, Neela, keep the Chicago in you in case you need to pull a Chicago move on this fool. Okay? I'm just saying. And so the lady bought, but we were talking about, she was so shocked at how racist her neighbor was. She was very shocked. The lady, she was kind of, I can tell you right now, she probably is thinking about, well, should I move? Because I don't want to live next door. Because she lived directly next door to him, but it's a lot of space between, I mean, it's nice space between the houses. Because it was non-county maintained area, but now it's county maintained. Instead of rocky roads, they have asphalt roads and stuff like that over in this little area I was in yesterday. And yeah, they have that, and they're on sewer water now. And so, but otherwise it was the country, non-county maintained area where they're on septic systems and stuff. So on the back side of that street, the back end of it, right on the back end of it, is the non-county maintained road with the houses that are still on septic system, and they're working on trying to get them off. But that ain't the story. The story was this racist man who just decided to just call me every name but the child of God, of course, right? And it was real, and it was a big, burly, big old nasty looking guy. He looked dirty, he looked real dirty and unkempt, like he look what the cat just rolled in, look what the cat just drug in, that type person. He looked like he just already rolled, like he just readily rolled out the bed and popped up on his feet, and just, then he did one of these numbers with his hands through his hair, because his hair looked scraggly. He just looked scraggly. And he was a big old fat thing too. I mean, he was a big old man, talking I was like, man, I said, and I finally said, I said, ma'am, excuse me. I said, I'm sorry, but excuse me. I said, you know what? I said, for you to walk around and wear pants like you some kind of man, I said, you over there, bitch, like some woman. You need to go in the house because you quite ugly right now. Wait, the neighbor who I was talking to, she turned around. She turned around and said, that's what she said. Because she knew what I was saying was right. She's like, and he was still standing there, and I'm just down demonstrating and everything, right? Showing her what all the stuff do. Clean. I was just demonstrating certain things, showing her what all the cleaner do, right? He couldn't stand it. He was still standing there. The woman said, yeah, I'm going to get some. She bought it. And hold on, wait. While I'm standing there writing, he said, the police should be here any minute because she ain't got no license. Wait, police never came. Never came. Because they ain't got time for that. We talk to the police all the time when we in these areas, okay? We let them know way ahead of time, we gonna be here. We's here. I's here now. I's here now. So we let the police know way ahead of time that we're in these areas, going door to door, because we have to pay for license and stuff. Well, this particular area, we did not need a particular town license for. The state was all they said, nah, you good. This because it's non-county maintained. And so we didn't need a city license. All we had the state and county license. We got the state and county license. That's all that mattered. This man was so hateful. He was standing there. He had phone in hand. Oh my God. He was seriously trying to get somebody to come and harass me. Nobody ever came. Nobody ever came to the point that I sold the lady, went to the next person and sold them to. We talk about 20 minutes later. I was like, damn, the police really is. They really come on emergency calls, don't they? I was tickled pink. I was tickled pink about how racist he was and how serious he was about trying to keep the other neighbors to make sure he. But here's what he really did. The other neighbors. Here's what he really did. He didn't get the other neighbors to bind forces with him against me, and they told no, no, no. He made he woke the other neighbors up to what type of person he was, because the last three people I talked to, they all thought, they were all appalled at how he just kept ranting and just screaming and yelling, and they were all appalled. When one of them came out the house and she was like, well, what's that? I said, oh, your neighbor, he's steady cursing me out. He's racist. I said, he's racist, and he's steady cursing me out because he's telling me I don't belong out here when he's living on my ancestors' land. Right. And he's telling me I don't belong out here, but he's living on my ancestors' land. Yeah. Okay. And so, and the woman looked at me when I said that. I said, "But he's living on my ancestors' land. So who don't need to be here?" And she looked at me and she said, "You probably right about that." She said, "We probably all are living on your ancestors' land." See what I'm saying? You got some people, and you got people that some of them are just totally sick of the racist rants. They really are. They sick of the BS. I'm sorry, some white people, you got them, they're sick of the BS. They really are. So the funny thing about it is that while he's ran out and sold to people, now two of the neighbors have walked across the street to in like almost by the curb to talk to each other. They're talking about the man. And the reason I know, because I went to my car, which was parked like right across the street in front of this other lady's house almost. That was another thing. My car was in front of his house. He told me, move get your it off my property. Come get your shit off my property. Oh, he went all in, y'all. He went all in. I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna get it. I said, okay, because I was demonstrating. Yeah, male Karen. Yeah, I was demonstrating. And so I said, yeah, I'm gonna get it. When the fuck is gonna be? Fucking it, fucking tomorrow. I said, it's gonna be soon as I finish demonstrating. And I demonstrated, you get this shit out my goddamn property. I'm finna call the police. I said, go call them, sir. Because that's where the cars are supposed to park, is right there on the road. In front of your house or not. You don't own the goddamn road. Go call them. I'm saying to myself, go call them, sir. I said, well, go call them. I said, what? Tell them to bring a tow truck. And I hope you got your money out because you're going to be paying for it. I was pissing him off every step. Woo! Because he was saying such stupid stuff, and I was just counteracting with something that was really positive and cool, and the neighbors were just loving it. They were loving it. They were like, yeah, this she. And then the man who I was standing there demonstrating, he had a son who came out the house, grown son. He's tattooed all over his body. He grabs the bottle and he wants to poke a hole in it. And the man did not want that one. He wanted the purple one. And so he already poked a hole in the damn thing. The man said, why'd you go and do that? I don't want that. I wanted the other one. Why would you go open that woman's stuff? This is what the man I sold told his son. Then his son sitting over there gonna look at the neighbor across that's yelling and cursing and screaming and stuff. And he looking at him like, hey, what's up, neighbor? Like, yeah. But the dad stood there like, he told him, whatever you was gonna do, you gonna do it. So you could tell that the dad is tired of the son living off his fat land. The dad tired the son. I could tell from the way he told his ass, "Gone." You know how I be like, "Go sit your ass down." So he told him, "Go, you do what you gonna do." And so the son finally handed me the bottle. I was like, "Man," I said, "Why you open my bottle, man?" And so son, and so he said, "Man," he said, "Go, go, let me take care of this." The dad. So he said, "I really didn't want that one. I liked the other one." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you get the other one." I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "I'll let them know. It ain't no problem." So I just brought the open bottle back. They know I ain't one for doing no tampering stuff, so they took it when I brought it back. I like the man opened the bottle by accident. He thought it was the one his dad has bought, and he went to go open it to smell it and see if it was, the same stuff. I said, but it wasn't the bottle that his dad bought, because we have different fragrances. We have a citrus, a green apple, and a lavender. And the man wanted the lavender, and he opened the green apple one. So it was just a mess of stuff. But the sales got sold. The people got sold. So to the story, the neighbor, the man said the man was so embarrassed. He was embarrassed. He was embarrassed, but let me be the one to tell you, he still might be friends with. I mean, he still might be neighborly with the man. So no matter, because you live right next to this food. So they go. You know what I'm saying? They exactly. I ain't in the neighborhood. Exactly. So the lady that was listening to him, she said, "That is so appalling." She said that was so appalling. She said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Oh, I'm perfectly." I said, "Ma'am, being a black woman, being black and being a woman too." I said, we hear this, we go through this every day. This is something we go through every day. He ain't the first one. He he ain't the first. He ain't gonna be the last." I said, "'Cause they raise their kids up to be the same way." I said, "So the generations keep going." And she looked at me, her eyes got big, and she said, "That's the sick shit about this. That's the sick shit about this." So I'm like, "Ma'am, you white, you know about white power and all this. Come on now. You already know." So yeah, but she was kind of pissed about the way the man was actually going off and stuff like that. And she immediately said, if his wife, and he was married and he had grown kids, and they grown kids, all of them staying at home. And I ain't against grown kids staying at home. I'm not against that. They can stay there. They ain't no problem. They holding their own. They can stay there. I don't mind about that. If it's space in the house, yeah. I ain't got to live in no big old house all by myself. If I got space in there for somebody, and we ain't gonna bump heads and all that kind of stuff. We gonna have our own moments of privacy and space. And yeah, I'm good. I'm cool with that. I ain't tripping on no grown kids staying at home with their parents. It was just the fact that they are grown. The dad was out there, and the neighbor said, "I can't imagine how his wife must feel." I said, "Oh, she feel like he do." I said, "Birds of a feather flock together." She said, and the wife said, "Oh my God." She said, "Yeah, of course she probably feels like he do. And of course she's going to stand over there and yell and be the same type of person he is." He says that, "But I can't imagine what goes on behind their closed doors between him and his wife." I said, "Well, they got some kids, they grown, so they must have been having sometimes they ain't been looking at TV all this time." She cracked up laughing. I said, "The television programs might have been a little boring because they got 6 kids." She started laughing. She said, "Yeah, well, but that doesn't mean nothing." She said, "I bet if he came outside to say all of that to you and he didn't care who saw him, I can't imagine what he'd say to her behind that closed door." I said, "Oh, okay. I see what you say." Woo! Let me tell you, racism still exists, y'all, pretty much. Okay, it still exists. But then God is all power. Look. And I looked at that fool, and then I didn't look at that. I think he was yakking, 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 yak, yak, yak. Then I turned my back, Then I turned. They got a lot of hobos. This is hobo town. It. I no really, and I ain't talking about people. That's their name. That's what they give themselves. They call themselves hobos. So they traveling and everything. I'm looking at Noah, right? He got all this stuff, a little roll up backpacks and stuff, and they go and they be sleeping like by gas stations and stuff. Then they go put up their signs. Uh, these are the hobos though that are not on the train, because initially a hobo is a person who jumps trains to travel. Oh yeah, that's really what a hobo is. It's a person who jumps the trains, like not regular train. I'm talking about total freight trains. You'll find them jumping up on freight trains and going, if they can get in the little cars, and sitting inside and sleeping and stuff, and just riding with the train wherever the train go, wherever they decide they want to get off at. That's what they do, and that's what a lot of these guys and these girls do around here. It's a lot of hobos out here. There's a lot of them over here in Arkansas, northern Arkansas, a lot of them, and so. Yeah, he done made it on down the road, and they're not young hobos. These are middle aged to old age hobos. Now the girl was the youngest hobo I saw, and she didn't look that young, but she was younger than the men I've seen. Um, I would say she's about 40, but the men I've seen have been anywhere between 55 and up. Because you know what, you really can't tell a person's age when they could be much younger than that, but they look old, you know. And let me tell you, let me be the one to tell you, the streets will age you. Those streets will age you. I don't care. You don't have to be doing drugs and alcohol. The streets will age you. When you're homeless, it'll age you. It'll wear on you. It really will. Especially when you don't have hope. You don't see hope. You can't envision hope. It'll wear on you. So I started out talking about the racism in this country and how it's still very, very much prevalent. Here I am in Arkansas, northern Arkansas. There are black people out here, but in this town, there's none. I maybe two, if that. But I don't think they even live here. I think they drive here from Van Buren or Fort Smith, because Alma, Arkansas, I've seen two black people here since I've been here, except for the people I'm with. But I've seen the black people that look like they might live here, but somewhere they must live somewhere far out, because I don't see them a lot. I just saw them one time. I saw one lady at Walmart the other day, and I saw a black man at this store called Brahms, where they sell ice cream, packed ice creams and burgers or something like. They're really big on red meat out here. Let me be the one to tell you, there is no fish houses nowhere within a 25 mile radius. None. Not one. Maybe a Long John Silver. But y'all know there ain't no fish house, not to me. But I had to drive all the way to Fort Smith to the fish house to get fresh fish. I had to drive all the way. Now you can go to Walmart and buy some frozen fish, but I'm not one for frozen fish. I like fresh fish. If I'm a cook, I like fresh fish. Um, Now I'll buy a lot of fresh fish and freeze it individually. I'll wash it, season it up, individually wrap it, and put it in the freezer myself, and take it out. But to buy just frozen fish to cook. So back to the lecture in hand. This grave racism is something else in this country, and all because of the government, and all because of the government, and all of the laws and the BS they keep putting down. See, the government behind all this. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. They behind all this. Yep, I said it, because y'all know y'all is. They are behind all this crap. To keep allowing all this, they've edged on all of this anyway for years and years and years. racism, division, and all of that. The government, they're still doing enacting their ways of separatism, segregation is segregationism. Let me be the one. Let me go and get a few words out my book, my dictionary I'm building over here. Okay. But they behind a lot of that. Jonathan, fresh fish is difficult to find in the West. It is. That is true. The streets will aid you. Fact. Hattie say a whole generation of hateration, but we stand firm on who we are. I'll let the man know. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm letting you know right now. I'm not Sandra Bland or nobody else. I'm Neela. And it behoove you, if you even think that you're getting ready to intimidate me and think you're going to walk up on me, I want you to know right now, you might not be walking back. I'm just going to tell you straight out. And he looked at me. Who the hell you think you is? I am who I said I am, and that's who I am. And if you want to try it, step closer, step towards me. He showed and stepped towards me. He kept his ass right over there on that walkway and did all that yelling. He showed and walked towards me. I said, I don't care what you say and how you say it. You gonna say it anyway. I said, but I'm gonna let you know this. You gonna keep your ass right where you at, because you ain't gonna walk up on me, because if you do, you ain't gonna walk back. I'm in the store. And don't let your dog out. Thinking he had a Rottweiler. I was like, don't let your dog out, because you're gonna be burying him in the backyard. I meant what I said. I meant exactly what I said. And the other neighbor, he looked at me like, oh shit, what is getting ready to go on? I was like, ain't nothing gonna happen. I told him, oh, don't worry about it, sir. Ain't nothing gonna happen. He ain't crazy. He just looked like that. When I told that man that, he looked at me, he said, that was his reaction. And I said, oh, he ain't crazy, sir. He just looked like that. I said, it's amazing to have a neighbor like that. Did you know your neighbor was like that? He was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And the other lady, she was like, oh my God. And she went and said something to somebody in the house. She went back to her door and she opened her door, because I was a little way, like about 6 feet away, 8 feet away from her. She went back up to her door and she opened her door and she yelled something in. I couldn't hear because she stuck her head all the way up in the door and half her body. And she said something that it made the lady who was in the house come out. She came out. Now both of them standing there. I'm demonstrating, right, for the JJ, and she just wanted her friend to come out so she could witness this. That lady was something else. She was amazing. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy. She said, but I only want one bottle. I can't do that right now. But I'm gonna buy. She said, because I just like to see that you still standing here. I was like, yeah, I ain't finna go nowhere. I said, girl, this is how I make a living. I gotta eat and feed my babies and everything else. I gotta eat. I ain't finna. I said, I got gas to put in that car and everything. Light bill to pay, gas bill to pay, food to buy, clothes to wash, everything. And that woman said, she said, I'm so happy for you. She said, I'm buying. She said, and she said, just give me 1 second. Let me run in and get my checkbook. She went and got a check and she came back out and she bought. Right? The man still standing there looking. Man, I was just elated because the people bought in the midst of him acting stupid. So I was really glad about that. That was amazing. And they was like, you're amazing. And one lady said, oh, I don't know if I would be able to stand here and just continue on life like this without getting crazy with him. That's what the lady said. I said, I ain't gonna waste my energy on him. I got to use my energy for y'all, for people like y'all that love me, like me, love me, want more of me, want to see me do good and all that. I said, I ain't got time for that. That woman say, I like that. I like that. Good for you. Well, the neighbor next door isn't home. The neighbor two doors away, she is home. And the other man right there, he's an old man. His daughters and them come over, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, now actually, I got to get back to the office because it was late. It was time for me to get back in because I had to start checking other people in because that's what I do." And so I told no, I said actually I got to get back to the office. I said I got to check other people, other salespeople in. Now I say I do office work too. She said, "Wow, you're just a regular old business owner." I said, "No, I ain't the owner." But yeah, I still have work I have to do. And that was the end of that. And I got in my car and she waved and he went. And that was it. He was still standing in his driveway all that time. I cracked up laughing. I cracked up. I started to take. I didn't want to waste my camera. I didn't want to waste my camera on him because he was so ignorant. So I don't waste my camera on stuff on people like that. But I just thought I wanted to share that with you guys this morning because that was one of the most racist. He was such a racist person. It was really pitiful that a man, and mind you, he couldn't have been past 64, 65. That was the pitiful part about it. That he was that age, not 90, not 80, where I could expect him, but like about 64, 65. And he might not have been that damn old. He just looked taggart. But he looked taggart. And so that's my word for looking raggedy. He looked taggart. And so yeah, that was it. Otherwise, it was a beautiful day. It was a great day yesterday. It was still a beautiful day to me. I had fun. I came back in here and told my boss about it. And all them a couple of guys like, wait, Lee. Like, no, don't worry about it. They ain't gonna do nothing anyway. We know we don't even come with all that type of crap. But it was just interesting. And so, I say, wow, here it is, March 21st, 2024. And you got people that are still raising their children because his kids was in the house. So, they hear him. So, you know what I'm saying? So, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, right? Okay. So I can't imagine how they're going to be later on in life or how they are now, for a town that you don't see black people in. I can't imagine because you really don't. The black people you see, they pulling in off the road, getting gas, wanting to grab something from this store, Walmart, and then get back on the road. They gone. They travelers. Yeah, like I said, there's only two black people I've seen that lived here that I think live here, and one was an older black woman, and one was a black gentleman, a black man I saw, and they both was up in age, and they both seemed real meek and real humble, like like they know who they live around. You know what I'm saying? And yes, one of them, yes. Hi, sir. How you doing, sir? One of them, okay. Well, no, I'm gonna stay back because I know my place. The type of, oh, I know my place, and I'm gonna stay in that type of stuff. My place is every damn where I go. That's my place. Everywhere I go, because my ancestors have paved all the way. My place is anywhere, and everywhere I want to go. Ain't no place obsolete. Not even Hayden Lake, Idaho. And Hayden Lake, Idaho was where the Aryan Nation compound used to be. Their headquarters was in Hayden Lake, Idaho. Yes, the Aryan Nation's headquarters. And I know because I've been there. I knocked on the compound door. Hey, anybody in there? I got something good for you. This stuff is bad as breath. It took the ass off of Superman's chest, and it ain't even kryptonite. But watch this. Look, it won't even remove permanent color. You know what I'm saying? I got a pitch for you. So the neighbors, though, you know what I'm saying? Hayden Lake, Idaho, it's no longer there. They finally did away with the they was getting a bad rap and they wasn't getting no government funding. So they had to do away with the Hayden Lake, Idaho Aryan Nation compound. It's no longer. I don't know what they've done with that area. I haven't even been back to Idaho in some years. I haven't been to Idaho since the 90s. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was in Pocatello, Idaho. That's right. I was in Pocatello, Idaho, um, in 2017. I forgot I was in Pocatello, Idaho, but I didn't get to go see the Hayden Lake area in Idaho because that's like by Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene and all, Hayden Lake, Coeur d'Alene, right there. And Coeur d'Alene is a touristy area in Idaho. It's very touristy. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Nothing but water, beautiful waters and all. It's very pretty. And then Hayden Lake is the valley part of the hate because Coeur d'Alene is the hilly type part of Idaho. Very pretty homes and everything up there. Really nice homes and stuff. So, and then you can look out their backs, and look down out their back, go to through their house to the back door, and a lot of them were on cliffs. Their homes were on cliffs, and you can look down from their back into the valley, and you can see the compound from a lot of the people's homes in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You can see the Hayden Lake Area Nation compound there. Angela said, uh, Angela said, when I moved, I like that Taggart, tore up and ragged. That's just what it made too. Divine, you know what? You my sister for real. You my sister, because that's just what it meant. How do you need to know that? I say I call them Taggart. They toe up and raggedy all day long. All right, toe up and raggedy. Right now, man, how did you know that? Look, Angela say when I moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, I was in a training, and for an icebreaker, everyone had to introduce themselves and say where they lived. So after I took turn, the white lady I was sitting next to said, "I didn't know there were black people in Wisconsin." This was 2004. See how ignorant people are. Did you laugh at her, or did you just stand there and look at her like, or did you look through her? Did you did you laugh right in her face, or did you like laugh after just said shook your head like what an idiot? Or did you like look through her because she was totally empty? So she probably was clear. Yeah, I know you probably saw right through her, right? Brain and all. Oh, there wasn't no brain up there. It was an empty shell. That's what it sounded like. It was empty. Her whole head and everything was empty. She actually told you she didn't know there were black people in Wisconsin. Did you tell her, had you ever been to Milwaukee? You should have asked her, had she been to Milwaukee? Obviously, the lady had never been to Milwaukee. Now, I will say this. You know Jeannie. Y'all know Jeannie, my friend Jeannie Tondrick, right? Jeannie lives in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I ain't seen no black people out there. Oshkosh been like that for years. I've been to Oshkosh way back in the 80s. Oshkosh has been all white as long as I can remember. It's a predominantly ain't no predominantly, it is all white. I ain't seen that black. Now, I was there for Jeannie's mother's 100th birthday, 101st birthday, 100th birthday. And I saw a black man, but he had a white wife. Um, and that was it. That's all. And now I only seen them at the it was at a gas station. Yeah, it was at a gas station when I was coming into Oshkosh. I had stopped to get some gas right before I got to Jeannie's house. And I had stopped to get gas and stuff. And that was the before I got to the event. It was an event space that she had the party in for her mother at the time, her birthday, her 100th birthday. And Jeannie didn't live too far from the event space either. So I had been to her house also. But I had seen this black man and this white woman, they were in a car and they were at the gas station. That was it. But Oshkosh has been that way. It's a lot of towns in Wisconsin that are very, very white, predominantly all white towns where I haven't seen any blacks there. Um, if any, they're dating somebody there, or something like that. But it was just an amazing day yesterday. It was just funny because people always, there's always somebody always trying to throw a monkey wrench in your stuff, and I like, get thee behind me, Satan, because you have no place in my life, because God is all power, and God reigns, and God is alive. And the lady on the block, the one I sold, she has a sign in her yard that say He is alive, and she had a shirt on that said He is alive, and she was truly a faith, a God fearing woman, and she wasn't aware of her neighbor until it happened yesterday. Then she became aware of her neighbor, and she was like totally, like, this is how she stood there, and and she was such a nice lady. This woman really reminded me a lot of my mom. Her house, I walked in her house, I it took the breath out of me how beautiful and neat and organized her house was. I was like, and I was standing there, and she's like, "Oh no, come on." She said, "Oh no, come on." I went to take my shoes off. She said, "Oh, you don't have to take those shoes off." I said, "Uh-huh." I said, "Uh-huh." Her floors were shining. And I'm like, "Oh, yes, I do." I said, "Hold on. This house reminded me of my mama. I got to take my shoes off, because my mama definitely wouldn't let me walk through the house on her floors." Which, uh-uh. And that woman started laughing. But she was so shocked. She was she was so shocked that she didn't know how to contend with me. She didn't. She was embarrassed, um, and she really didn't know. She didn't know how to hold a conversation after that. She was like lost at a loss for words, because she didn't know what to say, because she didn't know if it was going to be appropriate. You could see it in her, right? She didn't know if it was going to be an appropriate way to say it or whatever. But and so she was really careful with, well, okay. She was really careful with her words, and what she said, and her energy output, and she just adored me. And so she's I just and a lot of them think I'm much younger than I am. And so sometimes, and then one lady one time I had let her know, I'm far from being a kid. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But the ladies to Oshkosh got black folks. Me and my daddy used to go fishing there in the '60s, and it was blacks living there, but not many. It's on the outskirts though, Turk, because Jeannie lives in Oshkosh. You driving through Oshkosh, it ain't that many. It ain't that many at all. It's very Oshkosh is very white. It really is. Um, but what they don't know is Jeannie went and had her DNA. Her Jeannie Jeannie got some black in her. They don't know that. Jeannie got some black in her, baby. They better ask somebody. But the lady stood there, and she was like, "Oh my God, I just don't know why people are still like that in this era." That's how she was talking. Made sure that her lips wouldn't be moving. She didn't want the man to really see her lips moving. That to me is a person that don't want to um have any beef with anybody, don't want her neighbor to have any beef with her. To me, she still, but what she didn't know, this lady, he is alive, what she didn't realize is that her actions, where she didn't really want him to see her talking when he would say something stupid, talking to me and saying something, her actions were, well, when I leave, she still lives there, and that's right, and she still has to deal with her neighbor. But like, if you go along with the BS, you're part of the BS. See, the other guy said, "Oh, come on, such and such." He said, "Oh, come on." The guy who out next door, whose son opened my bottle, popped the seal, the tamper-proof seal on my bottle. He is the one that said, "Oh, something. Can I hear her?" Because the man was yelling so much, and he like, told the man, "Can I hear her?" So, you know, but he didn't bark with her. He didn't bark back at them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, we all got to live together. We all got to get along. That's understandable. You do have to live with them, because I don't. I don't live here. You do. Y'all own these houses, and y'all got to deal with that ignorance. And and it's a few other ignorant ones all around them. So he ain't the only one. And what? Hey, Jonesy, but Jonesy, uh, but we camp out there weeks at a time. Oshkosh is beautiful. It's beautiful. You can go there, but it's not in the area that. Let me put it to y'all this way: Oshkosh. There's two separate sections to Oshkosh. There's a historic district, and there is a regular area, living area. The regular living area, Turk, is what you're talking about. That's where the blacks are. But it's like on the other side of the school, the university, because the university is there too. So where the blacks are is on the other side. Because I was checking into that for Lacey when we were talking about college, because I didn't want her to feel stuck like a sore thumb. And then Jeannie was gonna take Lacey and let Lacey stay there with her. But Jeannie is in a historic district. Her house, all these homes are historic. And I have not seen any blacks when I drove through that historic. And I did drive through it because I was admiring the houses. I love historic homes. I love them. And so I drove the area to see the homes. And now this was just in 2000 something. There were no blacks in that area. They're on the other side. So like it's a main drag, and then the school and the other side of the school is which is like another community. It's almost like Chicago. Morgan Park, Beverly, okay? Like that. Morgan Park, you see us. Beverly, you didn't really see us. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it was a Morgan Park, Beverly thing. Right. So it's almost like Morgan Park, Beverly. On one side, right, it's like that at Oshkosh. But Oshkosh is beautiful. Wisconsin is beautiful to me. I love Wisconsin. And I've driven way Waukesha and all of that. I done been to all of that in Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is one beautiful state. The waters, the lakes, and all. It's a beautiful state. Even Milwaukee got some beautiful areas in it. It's got some gutter areas too, but it's got some beautiful areas still. Some people are still really trying to maintain the Milwaukee area. They really are, the Milwaukee communities and stuff out there. And you got some roughnecks in some areas, but you got that everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go. Beverly got some ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go. Be it black, it don't matter. If you display your ignorance, you ignorant. I don't care what color you is. And so the people I haven't come across anything that raw from anybody in a long time, where they spew out their mouth the hate. I haven't had that in a long time, since I was in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And that was way back in the 90s. When that, when I was by the Hayden Lake, Idaho, Hayden Lake compound, the Aryan Nation compound. When the guys were driving in the pickup truck and I was on the cliff, working the houses on the cliff, and they tried to run me off the cliff and stuff like that. That's been in the early 90s. I haven't had that type of confrontation with people in a while. You're going to find racism everywhere you go. Of course, you see it on TV, right? Let's make America great again. Go back to your country and all that kind of old stupid stuff. But you don't see that type of ignorance like day to day, every day, all day, every person you meet. Nah. And some people are really embarrassed, but some of them ain't going to say nothing either, because that's where you let them know. That's where you know. You ain't got to let them know. You know that they're still part of the problem, because they're not going to confront the ass that is causing up all this ruckus. And I said the ass that is causing all the ruckus. So like a donkey, a jackass, the ass that's causing all the ruckus. They'll never say, you need to go. They'll never confront the people like that, because they got to be around them. And because they have to be around them, they have a fear for themselves of what that person might do to them if they show that, we just aren't nigger lovers, but we just didn't want to see all this go on. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to have that happen like that. But they can't let it be known that, they nigger lovers. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's right. In 2024. 2024. For real? Y'all pitiful. Y'all pitiful. I just think about the racist people in the world. They pitiful. They real pitiful. They taggarts. They're taggers. That's for damn sure. Let's go to these comments. Uh, Yvette say, yes, gave her that stare. Like, Angela said, remember I said, she said, to be a traveling woman and be strong about it always. And thanks, Yvette. Yvette said, continue to be a traveling woman and be strong about it. As always. So after I took turn, the white lady I was sitting next to said, I don't know where there were black people in Wisconsin. I know you float. I know you was folded, and that was 20 years ago. She was really goofy. And you gave her that stare, Andrew. I say, yes, we everywhere. I say, yes, we we was here before y'all was there. We was in Wisconsin before y'all was in Wisconsin. What you talking about, lady? Duh. Hey, Yvette say, a Chicagoan will have a shade to come back yet respectable. And Angela means you should have see me here, don't you? You see me here. Look, Yvette, you silly. Randall say, oh yeah, Turk, you just there long enough to see them moving around. Turk, you silly. See, I'm here long enough to see them moving around. But wait, then he say, but we camp out there weeks at a time. Yeah, I know. It's built because you know why, Turk? Y'all are on the side where you would see black people because that's where the water is. The historic side is not where the water is. It's water, but not on the side off the other side of the school. I wish Jeannie was on here because she could tell you even better than I could. Jeannie Time. I wish she was on him. She can tell you better than I could. I just got a little bump right there. It's a little piece of hair or something in there. Yeah, I can feel it. But anyway, one of the bait stores was black owned. I loved Oshkosh, Fremont, and Ohula. Ohula. Oh, okay. And yeah, you definitely on the other side. If you talking about the street Fremont, that is on the other side. I find if you talking about the street, I think it's Fremont or something like that. Fremont or something like that. That's on the other side from where Jeannie lives. And yeah, it is people over there that black people. Randall said the three cities are close together and the people were friendly. Joan, have an amazing day. Oh, Joan, good to check in from time to time and say hello. Hey, Jonesy. All of America up north is segregated. The South is less segregated than North. I know. It is less segregated than the North. Financial wise and color, the South have black, white, Hispanic, poor, and rich all mixed in, not up north. Not up north. They separate themselves. That's the division. White supremacy has no age limits. It's about genetic survival period. Yeah. That's that's good. A genetic survival period. Interesting. Angela says, we are too. This black man was talking to and asked me if I ever dated a white man. I told him, yeah, in my 20s. He told me to lose his number because he can't date nobody that dated a white man. The black man, when y'all were talking, and he asked you, had you ever dated a white man? You said, yeah, when you was in your 20s. And he said, lose his number because he never wanted to date a black woman that dated a white man. You should have asked him, have you ever dated a white woman? Lose my number. Then, okay, all right, flipped it back. If that Turk, what? Oh, gotta go, but you keep walking and traveling with the Hattie, okay, hey, he know. That's why I turned my back on him. I was over there to demonstrate and cracking up laughing. He ain't know. Neighbors, I'm like, girl, especially the lady that said he is alive. I said, he sure is alive. He's so alive. He's alive and well. He's walking with me, walking and talking with me and carrying me through all of this smoke that old fool down there got. She started laughing. She said that you keep, and he definitely is alive. And he is alive. I said, you got that right. And God is all in all. That was crazy. But he bowing and smiled for that paycheck from that white man. Yeah, he don't want to date B, but he gonna work for the white man, right? Right. Okay. See, girl, you know me and you be on the phone having some conversations anyway, Angela. So, uh, the Fox River runs through all three cities. Yes, and that's the good thing about the Fox River. You know, and Bruce and be going up to the Fox. You know, Bruce, my old friend, he be going up to the Fox River Valley, Fox River, fishing all the time. He act like he can't find no other rivers. I like you go to the same spot all the time, and then they'll be catching nothing half the time. And when he catch it, he throw it back in the water anyway. But to God be the glory. Everybody, let me get up off of here. I know, right, Angela? Real talk. Look, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get down here to this office. To God be the glory. I bought some stuff. I was having some pain in my hip the other day. It was really, it was getting to be really irritating. And I was working out and exercise and stretching and doing everything for sciatica and everything. And this lady at the gas station right here, who is, she has multiple sclerosis. She's on a cane. She say, I was in there. I said, whoo. I felt the pain. I said, oh. I said, I said, boy, here we go. I said, wait a minute, stop. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. She said, what's going on? I said, I got this little pain in my hip. She said, oh, you know, I'm on a cane. She said, that MS ain't no joke. I said, well, I don't think it's MS. Don't be speaking that over me. Look, for real. And so she said, you know, this stuff here, I gotta show y'all this little thing here. It's really tripped out how it looks though. This is just the amazing thing about this thing. So I'm gonna show y'all this here. She said, this is a thing of, see that? That is a thing of, it's it's not it's hemp. Natural organic hemp. She said, you won't be crazy high or any of that, but it's going to relax your muscle that you'll be able to move it. She said, that's how I can get around on these things. And so I said, are you serious? She said, yeah. You see that? See how it look right there? It's tripped out. It don't smell like marijuana. It looked like it to me. I thought it was. But it don't. It's really tripped out. Um, it looks like a ball of hair. So she told me to boil some water and drop, she said, about 4 ounces of water and drop this down in it after it boils and just leave it. She said, you can eat it after about 10 or 15 minutes. You take it out, you can eat it or put it on a salad, but drink the water. So this is one of the two that I got from it. See all this little crusty white stuff on it? I boiled the water last night. I got a hot pot. I got a like a old coffee. Remember the old coffee pots? I got one of them. It's a water heat turner. I put this in there last night. I slept like a baby. I slept side, back, stomach. I said, wait. And my back wasn't nothing. On my stomach, no, my low back normally will hurt. I slept like a baby. And I said, she's not at work this morning. She comes in the afternoons. I said, I'm going to definitely go over there and tell her thank you. Because she gave it to me. She said, oh, you got to try this. She said, it's not drugs. I said, but what if I have to do a test, a urine test for drugs? She said, oh, this not going to be in your urine. she said, this ain't going to be in your urine. This is hemp. Like, I'm like, it looked like marijuana. But when I really looked at it, it don't. It's a real strange way of how it looks. I thought it was marijuana, but it ain't. But I dropped this sucker in that hot water last night. It did amazing. It did amazing. I put the other little wet piece in the refrigerator because I wasn't ready to eat it because it was late. It was like 10:30 last night. I was ready to go to bed. And so I woke up, I ain't have a ink or a nank in my hip. None. Now the other day I woke up and I hadn't had that, and I woke up with the ink in my hip from going to bed with it in my hip. I woke back up with it in my hip, but this morning I wake up with nothing in my hip. I was really amazed. I was like, wow, that's something else. And she said she's gonna show me because it comes in a little package. Um, I'm sorry, no, it didn't. She said it comes in a jar. So that is some amazing stuff. Um, I was like, wow. She said, I've been using this for quite a long time. She said she was using it before they put it out there. Turk, THCA, and CBD. Ask your boy. I know all about it. That's feminized. Yes. Yes, Turk. It's feminized hemp. That's what she said. Yes. Yes. That's just what she said. She said it's feminized. She didn't say feminized, she said feminine. It's female. It's the female. That's what she said, the female. And so plant. And it will be in your pee, just doesn't show up as yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what she said. It won't show up. She said, but it didn't have me high or anything, but it had me in a like calm, relaxed state. It was like I was like, because at first, how you be, when you have a little pain, you make it worse when you, every time you do that, you're making the pain worse. You really are. You're giving energy to the pain. And so when you say, and that pain hits you and say, look, get thee behind me, then the pain calms down. But I was kind of irritated last night. It was like a throb pain last night. It was like a, then like a pinch, like something pinched me, like something took a bite on my nerve or something, and then let go. And we're trying to bite through it, and then let it go. And then all of a sudden, I'm good. Then all of a sudden, I move a certain way, and then pain. But I put that in the hot water, and it was like about 3.5 ounces of water after that, and I just slung it straight back. I ain't know whether not to put honey in nothing. I ain't even ask. It didn't really taste like a tea. It just tasted like maybe have you ever had greens? When you washing greens, you see the greens in the water, it turns it green, the water green. If you wash your greens numerous times like I do, I wash probably the chlorophyll out the damn greens. I wash it so much, but that's what it had. It had a chlorophyll taste. But that was the best thing going because I took a muscle relaxer one day from home that the doctors had given me before, and I took one of them. I didn't like how it made me feel here. It made me feel like had been high in another planet and I was coming down or something. It was that muscle relaxer did. The medicine that the doctor prescribed did that. Okay. This didn't do that. I didn't have no deliriousness or nothing when I drank it. And I'm gonna eat the piece. I'm gonna eat it. She said, just eat. I'm gonna eat it today. And I ain't gonna eat it yet. I put it in the refrigerator. I don't want to eat it yet because I don't need it. I'm good. But I'll eat it when I need it. I'm gonna go ask her how long. I'm gonna go ask her. Oh, they ready. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go ask her how long it's gonna last. So, and Karen said, "Oh, when they don't test for THC." Oh no, okay. Karen said you will have to share what she gives you because I have pain in my hip every morning. Also, have to get up slow and shake it out, girl. That's what. Woo! Karen, you can smoke it too, though. She can smoke, but she said because I was telling her I really ain't wanting to smoke nothing. She said, because I really don't. I really didn't want to smoke it because they have these ready rolls that are muscle. They have ready rolls. Um, it's mushrooms. They have mushrooms in the ready roll. It's dried mushrooms. They rolled it up, and you supposed to smoke it. The mushrooms, and it's supposed to do something for the body. But I'm like, I don't want to smoke it. Why you gotta have it where you gotta smoke it all the time? It's got to be a way to ingest it without smoking it. We should have made a way you can mix it up in some drink or something. You know what I'm saying? Why you always got to make it to smoke? But you can't smoke that. Eat it, smoke it, whatever. hmm You gonna ingest it no matter what, so it ain't gonna kill you. If you eat it, it ain't gonna kill you. If you smoke it, it ain't gonna kill you. So yeah, that is the most weirdest thing. Turk, I showed this to you. I think thought I sent you a picture of it. I was like, look at this. I know you would have said what, but it ain't what people think it is. It ain't the potency that people think it is. So it ain't. And he said you can get this from Dave P. Meadow View Farms. Well, hey, Daybreak, need to try it. Okay, yeah. No psychotropic effect like THC. It's all body high. Yeah, yeah. It didn't give you. It didn't have me like, ooh, I'm so happy. None of that. None of that. But I was real relaxed, and the pain was gone. I was like, you know how you be like, now you ain't just doing this so I can just get this now, is you? But that's how I be thinking, right? Uh, and he say, bring that back to the shot. Bring that back to the shot. Aphrodisiac. That's basically someone like, no, don't want to smoke, but we'll drink. Yeah, drink tea. Make it drink. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can, get it. I'm gonna see, cause I don't know if they have medical cards here. They have a dispensaries here. But they have medical cards. And it's big. Um, but they have limits on their stuff here. I don't think we have limits in Chicago. I think you can go in them dispensaries and buy what you want, when you want it, how much you want it. I don't think there's a limit. Here there's a limit. And this is not recreational. This is medicinal. And there's a limit. A 2.5 or $50 limit or something like that. Or 2.5 ounces or something like that they can buy. That's it. And they can only get it every 2 weeks, not every 2 days, every 2 weeks. So whatever you get, you got to stretch it out to make it last. So I appreciate her dropping them buds in my hand like that. It didn't cost me nothing, But I told her how much she wouldn't take no money for it, and so she said, "Oh no, no, just try it. Tell me what you think." So so Karen, here's the thing. There are gummies that this young man was telling me about. He said, "Oh, he said, oh, one of the guys in the gas station." He was saying, "Oh, he said it's a place in Fort Smith." He said, "Wait, they might have one in Van Buren," but then the girl told him, "No." She knocked it down. She said, "No, they don't have anything like that in Van Buren." She said, "Nowhere." She said, "No, no, they don't have anything like that in Van Buren." I know. I live in Van Buren. So one of the girls was in there combating with him. And he told me about this other place that has the gummies. So the gummies, the THCA. Now, Karen, let me be the one to tell you. Dave P. that Randall was just talking about, he was on the show. Remember the guy that was on the show? It was a white guy, gray hair. He was on the show. Showed us his lab and everything, pristine clean. I mean, spotless. Turk has been there. He has some gummies that are very good. I just haven't ordered any because I'm on the road, and it's hard to do stuff like that because well, I don't know. And I just finally got mail that was sent to me, and it had been sent, but it took a while for me to get it. So I told the what's your name to hold that next batch of mail. Don't send it here because it's too countrified. It's like a mule got to go, by the post office with the horse, right? And I told no, don't send no more because it took too long, and it was something I was looking for, and it came, but it took too long. So I don't want dates to fall up on me and get me trapped. Uh, so I told him don't send it. But Dave P, since you are stable, I wish I was stable. I did call Turk because I could Turk when I talked to you the other day. When I talked to you about Dave P, I wanted to Meadowview Farms. That was what I was trying to find out. And how close were you? And I know you there. And what his company was, because I was trying to see if his company, if some of his products were sold in these little stores. They have a lot of smoke shops out here. They got, y'all know how they got a lot of little churches all around. They got a lot of smoke shops out here, lots of them. And because they don't, if you don't have a medical card for the medicinal, there is no recreational nothing, but you can smoke hemp, because hemp is right. It's not the marijuana stuff, right? They let them smoke it, and that some of that do have, it'll get you a little high, not crazy high, but it will. But yeah, so you ain't getting no hardcore drugs at all here. This is even a dry town. There's no alcohol. You got to drive to Fort Smith to get some beer, which the percentage alcohol volume is not. What is it, 5.75 or something like that in Chicago? I think it's 2.75. Yeah, but that's a good thing, because then you ain't got to worry about a whole bunch of crazy alcoholics running around acting crazy. But I mean, you get drunk, but you got to drink a whole lot of it in order to get drunk, because it don't have no alcohol volume. It's very low alcohol volume. So yeah, that's what I've noticed, is that they don't, the ones who drink, they buy it, like the cases of they buy the cases of what is the beer? It's the cheap beer. But they buy a lot of it. And so here, and that's why I noticed that yeah, they buy a lot of it. So but the alcohol by volume is not high here at all, because this is a very dry state. You got to drive over into Oklahoma to get some beer on a Sunday if you want beer. You definitely ain't finna get no beer on a Sunday. You ain't finna get no alcohol here on Sunday. But even throughout the week, you can't buy beer here. Ain't no beer in this town. You got to drive out of this town to go get beer. Beer or wine. Yeah. Or either go to a restaurant. Now, the Mexican food restaurant, they got the bomb on Mexican food. I love their beans and their rice. I can eat their beans and rice every day. They very good. They're very flavorful. I had a taco. I had a shrimp taco. I really wasn't crazy about the shrimp taco. It didn't have a lot of flavor. But I had a chicken taco. It was very flavorful. And I didn't want no beef. I didn't, and but the shrimp taco, it was good. It just could have had a little bit more flavor for me. But the shrimps could have. And the chicken taco, it was really good. It was flavorful too. They got good food because they stay packed. This little Mexican food restaurant called La Fiesta, they stay packed. It's quite a few. It's about 3 restaurants, Mexican restaurants, but they stay packed. So you know their food is good. The other one over here ain't hardly nobody in there. I don't even know how long. It's purple too, post thing, and I don't know how long they're gonna be open though. But it's horrible. Anyway, let me get my butt out of here. I got to get downstairs. I got to get started. Everybody, to God be the glory. Post his info tomorrow on the show. Oh, you 10 minutes away from Dave? For real? Turk say you got to wear hospital operation clothes to go into his lab. Yeah, Dave needs to be on the show again. I was going to say I need to revisit some people who have already been on the show. I want to bring them back. For real. He's waiting for medical. Good luck. He going to be waiting for a minute. They're in court with this crap still, Turk. They're still in court. It's ridiculous. But to God be the glory. Everybody, don't forget that God is good no matter what. Stand on the promises of God and know that God got your back. and through all this ignorance and crazy attacks and all the rest of this stuff that's going on out here, racism and everything else. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, these old fools. It's ridiculous. The old and the young fools. It's ridiculous. And there's one little boy, you could tell he come from a racist household that's down here at one of these little places, stores down here. You could tell he come from a little racist household because he real stupid. And he's quite illiterate. Quite illiterate. And very hateful. I mean, you can tell, yeah, you know, his mama and dad and all them. Yeah, where he got it from, right? So yeah, we're gonna have to bring them back. Have cool day. You too, Yvette. Thank you. 10 minutes away. Wow, lucky little old buzzard. So Karen, I got you, girl. I got you. So to God be the glory. Everybody, let's blow out. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Exhale. Take another deep breath in and hold it. Exhale. Before you inhale the third time, inhale on your intention for this day. What is your intention? Is your intention to do whatever it is you need to do today? Whatever, clarify it. Clarity. Make clear. Make it clear. Make it clear. Make it plain. Inhale on that and see it. Visualize it. And when you exhale on so it is, so it shall be. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. To God be the glory. Lord, thank you for another brand new day. Hallelujah. Thank you for waking us up in our right minds and good health and good strength. Lord, thank you for being the God of all of our lives. And thank you for bringing us through all of the racism and hateisms that go on in this world. Lord, you've carried us through it. Some we've had to lose through it. Some we've had to see get beat through it. Some we've lost through hangings and all this kind of ignorance. And Lord, you still carrying us, still carrying us, still carrying us. And we're grateful for that. But we really want to denounce all this hateism and this racism out of the spirits and the souls of all these people that carry it and carry it deep, embedded. But I guess it wouldn't be no yin and no yang. It wouldn't be no yang without the yin, and wouldn't be no yin without the yang. So I guess we got to come with all kind of crazy. We got to deal with stupidity and everything every day. Look, but to God be the glory. So Lord, we're thankful for your mercy and your grace and the blessings bestowed upon us and our families. We thank you each and every waking moment of our lives. Because God, you are our Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen, amen, amen. To God be the glory. And that's it. That's all. You better ask somebody. I thanks, Turk. Oh yeah. I'm watching myself. I ain't out a lot. I'm basically in the hotel working. But yeah. I don't get out. When I go out, I'm going somewhere like to the store, a shopping store somewhere. I'm just more public, I ain't got to deal with all the old back road racisms and all that crap. That's why I don't understand why people be wanting to move into areas where it's a challenge, for them to live there. Why the hell you want to move somewhere where you got to be careful with your children and all the rest of that stuff? I wouldn't. I gotta make a mark. No, make a mark for what? Let them have their little backwards ass roads. Say, let them have their little backwards ass roads and all the rest of that crap. What? Y'all getting ready to get snow? They were trying to get us to go to Kansas. I was like, I don't know why the hell he want to leave and go to Kansas now. Not right now. He don't go to Kansas right now. This is where Dorothy and Toto and them be. This is during the Dorothy and Toto time. Look, Yellow Brick Road time. You ain't gonna be skipping down on Yellow Brick Road in Kansas. Not during this time of the month. No. It's cold in Kansas. Kansas is just like Chicago. It flipped back and forth. Oh, 1 minute it's 70 degrees. Next minute it'll be 30. I said, why you want to leave it? Hey, these boys and girls is having their high weeks. This boy had 45 sales yesterday. It was a pleasure checking him in. 45 sales? I said, boy, you've been putting your foot in people's butts, ain't you? It was good to see. He came in, he had his hair cut and everything. I said, look at you. I was so happy for them. But he's young man. And some of them ain't young, some of them older than me and older. But they endure those. They're in sales. I had to be here for the office. I just go out when I feel like I want to go out. But I've really been for the office. It's a lot involved with this office stuff. It really is. Turk say because it's got to be broken. It's not theirs roads. It's all of God's people's roads. I know, right? But guess what? I'm still not going to trudge. You know how they say don't test. God is not to be tested. I'm still not going to go into an area to live there to make a statement. I'm not going to do that. That's like going to Cicero, Illinois back in the day. I'll never forget that black family that moved to Cicero, Illinois and got that house only to have to lose it because them damn fools set his house on fire, put a cross in his yard. And there, I'll never forget that. And that was in what, the 80s? The earlier 80s. It was in the 80s that family did that in Cicero, Illinois. Well, now Cicero is all Hispanic. The Italians are gone. They're all Hispanic. Cicero loaded with Hispanics now. Baby bye. Why the hell you gotta tell America? Well, thank you. If I wanted to act like a bully badass, well, you didn't let it be known I ain't. God damn. Turk, I'm closing out on the show. You talk too much. God damn it. You was supposed to tell me that on text messages, not on the damn show. Y'all, look. You wasn't supposed to let nobody know. I'm woofing. I'm selling woof tickets. God damn it, you done told people. I got chocolate. Look, y'all, to God be the glory. Remember this. Reach back and give back. Somebody out there needs your smile. Somebody needs to hear some kind words from you. Somebody might need a bag of chips, a bottle of water, just an ear to hear, whatever the case may be. He sure do. That's one thing you better know. You got that right. God got me. Look, whatever the case may be, if the Spirit is placing on your heart, by all means, depart. Whatever the Spirit has placed on your heart, let it depart from your hands to the people's hands that it need to go to. That's it. That's all. And remember this. God loves you. God loves me. God loves everybody, including that little racist man under the tree and with a big back patty whack. Give your God some praise. God has kept us going all of these days. Boop. And in that order. To God be the glory. Y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on what? In My Element with who? Blase Skippy. Tomorrow, be here early tomorrow. Let me go back in here one more again. Because good morning, Amura as a dentist. Okay. Won't be available for tomorrow, so I'll see you Friday morning. I have a phone. Oh, She has a phone appointment on Friday, Andrea, tomorrow. She's going to be in it's at 9:30 her time, and that's 8:30 my time. And normally that's the time she comes onto the show. Um, she will be on um tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. So we're going to start the show off with Andrea because she's going to have to leave by about 9:25. She has to be on a call. So y'all know Andrea is a licensed hydrocolon therapist, right? She get, that's like colonics, like a over like an enema is a colonic, much bigger and better than the enema. It really gets everything out of you. Um, I highly encourage everybody to go get a colonic at least twice a year. If you can't do it twice a year, at least once a year, get a colonic. I highly encourage you to. It is a much needed thing for your body. You think you're pushing out all of your waste through your bowels. That colonic is going to pull more stuff up out of you than you thought you were passing. You ain't passing nothing until you have a colonic. That's what I'm going to say. You get a colonic and you'll start seeing a big difference in your health, in your waist, in your weight and everything. Long as you're not still eating like you were. Like ice cream, cookies, cake, pork chops, Polish sausages, all that kind of stuff. So you'll see a big difference in your weight. You really will. A colonic will also flush your colon. So you want to get a colonic at least once a year. As you get older, especially now, because you got a buildup of stuff up inside of you from over the years. You think you've been cleansing, but you ain't been cleansing until you really cleanse. When you cleanse, do a colonic. Third day in on your cleanse, do a colonic. 3 days in on the cleanse. If you really cleansing and you really walking the walk and not just talking the talk, but you walking the walk, get a colonic after the third day. So by the fourth or fifth day, you should be having a colonic. If you're on a 7-day cleanse, by day 4 or day 5, go get a colonic. Don't do it day 1, day 2, or day 3 because your body is building up strength again from breaking down from all the stuff that's being removed. But wait till that colonic come in. It's going to really be stuff being removed. And you're going to feel a whole difference. You really will. But you want to make sure the people you go get a colonic from are licensed. Their space is clean because you don't want to play with all that. You can get bacteria. But them colonics, matter of fact, I'm overdue for one. I didn't have one last year at all. No, I didn't have a colonic last year. So I'm overdue for one. I definitely need to get one. So I'm just waiting to get to a location where I know they have them, stuff like that, healing properties here. Like I told you, this is a very big red meat country. This is a bit because the stores very little vegan plant-based stuff, very little stuff. And the stuff that they had, I don't even want. I don't even eat that kind of plant-based stuff because it's junk food too. So I just get my salad, I might get a couple of white meat chicken nuggets or something, if I just want something, but I really don't need it. But now my nuts, I keep my bag of nuts over here in the corner. I got nuts for days. Brazil nuts, cashews, walnut, I got nuts for days. And yeah, and so and pecans, I got every nut you can think of. And so I eat that's my protein. And then I got some big cashew butter. To make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But and the jelly I got is made with peppers. It's really good. So yeah. So yeah, you're right. I'm just not trying to do all that crap while I'm here. I want to get me a colonic. So Andrea will be on with us first thing tomorrow morning, not at 8:30 or 9:30 Eastern time. She will be on at the start of the show. So make sure you guys are here on time tomorrow morning so that we can get a good meditation in. It's going to be the start of the show. Ain't going to be a whole lot of wasting and a whole lot of talk and none of that because she has to get off and get on with her clients. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace be with you guys. Remember, love, peace, soul, and hair grease. If your scalp is itching, please wash your head. Go get the beautician, let her hook it up before you condition. That girl knew what she was doing. She's bad in it. And you know what? It was going to take 2 processes, but I was going to end up being gone from here. We're going to be here one more week. I get to get that other process done before I leave because I wanted her to do it. Because otherwise, I told her, I said, girl, give me a minute. Let me make a few dollars. I'm going to fly you wherever I am, and you going to do my hair, and then I'm going to fly your butt back. She said, okay. She said, okay. I like that. I said, I bet you would. Look. But I was serious because I wasn't going to let nobody else do my hair because I know, even though she told me to call her, and she will tell them exactly what they need to do for my hair, what she used, products and all, the name and all. But she gonna do my hair before I leave here. I'm gonna go let her do it one more time, and that's gonna be next week. It's just a lift. She just lifting it. Ain't no color, nothing being put in it. It's just a lift though, but it's still bleaching, and it's still got, yeah, that still can weaken your hair. But she did such a good job. She did such a good job. I'm telling you. We love her. Cool. I love you too. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. I know, right? He the biggest gun. Bam! You better ask somebody. To God be the glory, everybody. Let me go on in here and make me a little tea. And no, I ain't finna make no tea. No, I don't need. I'll use it for at night when I get ready to lay down because it'll rest me. But I gotta go down here and go to work. I'll see y'all later. To God be the glory. Yeah, they leaving. I'm out of here. Peace on earth. See y'all in the morning. Karen, it looks really good on you. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. I love it. She did a beautiful job. Young girl. But she did an awesome job. I just love how she cared for my head. She really did. I tipped her well. I did because she did such a great job. I tipped her directly. I didn't put it on that darn slip thing because they tips now. When you tipping these servers and stuff like that, y'all, when you get a good server, tip them because this is how these people really make their living. And I know because I was a server. In the service industry, tip the people that do damn good work because let me tell you, them people really doing damn good work, they really ain't making much of nothing. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. We don't make much of nothing in the service industry. We rely on doing wonderful work and hoping that you guys respect it enough to say, hey, this warrants a good tip. It really, that she hooked me up. So the way she cared and the fact that my hair didn't come out looking like a wet cat, I knew I said, she cared attention to my hair, total attention and detail to my hair. And I said, you know what? It warranted a good tip. She got a good tip from me. And it wasn't cheap now. Doing what I had to do when you go into these salons, it's high. And so, but I didn't want them to cut in on her tip or the government to take in taxes. I just gave her the cash I had in my pocket, I gave to her. Because and she was like, thank you. She was so happy. Oh, she said, oh my God, thank you. And she was so happy. So I'm glad I made her day, and I'm grateful that she made mine. Y'all, it brought water to my eyes. I looked in that mirror and I said, she said, well, you can go look in yours. I said, I can look. She said, yeah. I said, okay. I walked past one mirror. She said, that was one. I said, no, I want to go back to where I was at. And so she said, okay. She laughed. She said, okay. And I walked and I looked and I was talking to her, the other girl. We were having fun in there. And then I turned around and I said, and just water just came out my eyes. I said, that's what I've been trying to get. And I was just elated. I was elated. I really was. Thank you. I love you too, Daybreak. We know you were talking about Daybreak. I know. You see how T stole that love. I know. I was talking about Andrea. Look, it looks really good on you, beautiful. Well, I know we love her. Well, I know I ain't still that. I knew who she was talking about. Turkey was so crazy. Because she had, when she said we love her, she had the little meditation people see. And I said, oh, I love you too. But anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Have a great Turk. I'm gonna call you in a couple of hours. All right. Y'all, I feel so silly right now. I don't know why, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be on time tomorrow morning, y'all. Be on time. I'm going to be connecting to this darn internet thing early because this thing is be twicking. Be on time tomorrow, y'all. Be on time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.